do I need to see? Because people have already asked me to come see this film, and I was like, sure. And then when they found out I hadn't seen the other ones, they were like, you can't do that. Of course, they haven't seen this one, so they don't know. So I'm asking you, Coop, do I need to see the first 2 Hunger Games movies to be able to watch this movie and enjoy it?
Yes. To enjoy it and understand it.
So that's probably not going to happen. I just don't feel like it.
Okay.
Should I, though?
You should.
You
might not feel like it, but you should.
All right.
And
I'm going to do it. And if I don't like them...
for the people that know the story, knows that the Mockingjay is like, okay, it's that moment. It's about to go down. It's about the war now, you know? And this wasn't your average war setup, you know? Usually you get war movies, you go back and forth with attacks. This was like more of a political chess game, you know? To set up for what's going to happen in part 2. Yes.
So is there action in this movie?
Yes, there's a lot of action.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's some action leading to more action. Okay. Okay. How is the acting? Oh man, see.
The acting is as good as it's gonna get. Now, funny enough, you talk about Jennifer Lawrence because her acting in this movie, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed at her a couple times at the screen.
Ha ha! See why?
It's not. It doesn't do it for me. It's not realistic.
Okay.
You know, you see people laugh, cry, show emotions on camera, and then you can feel it. And then other times you're just like you don't believe it.
But the movie is good enough that doesn't matter, even though she's the main character.
Slightly. It caught me to the point where I was like, she's not really crying. But you know, it's.
You let it go.
Yeah.
Because
you chuckle about it, or you just like, and then move on.
If I go see this movie before I see the first 2, just wait. Damn.
No.
Hear me out. It's like, if I go see this movie before I see the other 2, will it make me want to go see? Because I don't want to see the other 2. So will it make me want to see the other 2?
You want to see it, just from the confusion. You wouldn't understand what's really going on. It will make you ask, like, you saw this, now you're like, now how did that happen?
You're talking to somebody who would watch kung fu flicks and not know nothing about what they talking about, but somebody's getting their ass kicked, and that is enjoyable. So,
mind you, most kung fu flicks don't have great storylines.
It doesn't matter.
But this does matter because it's the storyline.
You have action.
No, there is action, but
the
you gotta
action
follow.
is contextual. Like the action won't be good unless I know what's going on.
Okay.
In other words, I'm just gonna say that because I don't want to spoil it. She's getting ready to kill somebody, and there's a major fight, and I won't understand how important that is because I don't know the backstory of why she needs to beat the trash out of this person. Is that?
Not necessarily.
See, that's what
So here's the thing.
Should they make Hunger Games into a video game?
No.
Then I don't know why we're doing this at all.
I don't know. No.
It wouldn't be a good video game.
No, not at all. Here's the thing. If you saw Mockingjay,
okay,
you would probably be like, You would be curious, but you'd be like, because this one doesn't have the Hunger Games in it, actually. So there's more fighting in the first movie, and in the second movie.
Okay.
And then the third one's like,
it's more story than the other ones?
It's more story than the other ones, yeah.
Okay. But it's still good because it's a setup for the second half.
Yes.
Okay. Would you, if you were going to give it a rating, a scale, what kind of scale you want to use? Let's use.
I tend to have certain scales when it comes to movies, certain ratings.
Okay, what kind of scale?
This one
would this be like 5 Blue Jays, Mockingjays?
No, this one is definitely a Blu-ray buy. I would say.
Oh, don't go to the theater.
I mean, this is because I go to the theater. Go to the theater if you're a Hunger Games fan, of course.
Okay.
You would have to because you're a fan. You read the books. You want to know how it turns out.
Okay.
If you just know the story, and you just like, oh, okay, well, it's out. I mean, that's it. Go buy it on Blu-ray. But
So what should I do?
You should watch Hunger Games 1 and 2 first.
To see if I'm a fan?
To see if you're a fan.
And then decide if I'm going to the theater or if I should get this on Blu-ray.
Yes. It's not a must go see. It's not like a
My kids are excited about it. Don't get me wrong. Like that's cool. So it could happen. But my kids were also excited about Twilight, and
I was forced to like Twilight.
we won't even. That just sounds bad. Like I don't even listen. I saw the first one, and at the end of the first one, I was like, that was terrible.
Oh, I agree.
And it wasn't that it was a bad movie. It was just maybe too. I don't know. It was for teenage girls. It wasn't for me. I like my vampire movies to be a little more like Underworld.
Who doesn't?
Apparently, a lot of Twilight people.
Fans.
Apparently, some people like their vampires sparkly.
Hey,
Sparkly?
Sparkly.